Photosynthesis, the wonderful process that provides food and energy to all organisms upon the earth. The process that removes the carbon dioxide released by the organisms in the atmosphere. The process that provides material to build up the body of the organisms. The process that provides energy for the working of the body on a day-to-day basis. In the absence of photosynthesis, most of the life forms on the earth that we see today would not have been there. Solar radiation is the source of energy for all the organisms. This solar radiation is captured by the pigments of the plants both on the land and in the water. In that process, carbon dioxide is converted into organic carbon. This organic carbon is used by the other organisms. Oxygen is released as a byproduct. Water required for the process is taken from the surroundings. That's how we all get our food and energy and material. Light often behaves as a wave having what we call wavelength, and the energy of the light depends upon its wavelength. As the wavelength increases, energy actually decreases. The electromagnetic radiation produced by the sun and reaching throughout the universe is a mixture of different wavelengths. Therefore, each of the wave is associated with a particular amount of energy. Solar radiation is a mixture of gamma rays, X-rays, UV rays, visible light, infrared and microwaves and radio waves, and several other types of waves, each having its own wavelength. Of this range of radiations, it is the visible light that is the photosynthetically active range of radiation. This means that the photosynthesizing plants are utilizing only the energy from the visible light, not from the other radiations of different wavelengths. When the solar radiation, the visible light, is falling on the photosynthetic pigment machinery of the leaves, that energy is exciting some of the electrons of the pigment molecules, and the excited electrons leave the atom and are accepted by suitable acceptors. Thereafter, this electron is transferred down through different acceptors. When an electron is moving from an acceptor of higher energy level to an acceptor of lower energy level, some of the energy is released, and this released energy is captured into ATP. Not only that, when the water is split to release the hydrogen atoms, this hydrogen atom is utilized for creating NADPH plus H plus. This ATP and this NADPH plus H plus are utilized for converting inorganic carbon, that is carbon dioxide, into organic carbon, that is carbohydrate. This is the basic principle of photosynthesis. Almost all the organisms upon the earth, directly or indirectly, depend upon solar radiation for their energy sources. Of the total amount of solar radiation falling on the earth, around 1% is captured by means of photosynthesis. And plants are producing their own food material, their own body mass by using this energy by means of photosynthesis. Then this material, this energy is transferred through the food chain and food web to reach all the other organisms on the earth. Anatomy of a leaf shows that it consists of mesophyll cells, both palisade mesophyll and spongy mesophyll. These cells contain the chloroplast, the organelle in which photosynthesis is taking place. This chloroplast organelles consists of two types of systems which are meant for photosynthesis. One type of system is meant for harvesting solar radiation and it is responsible for converting it into chemical energy. It is the pigment system located on a series of membranes called thylakoids. The second one is the stroma of the chloroplast in which the light independent reactions are taking place, resulting in the ultimate synthesis of carbohydrates. Almost all types of tissues present in the leaf has a function related to photosynthesis. Apart from the mesophyll cells which are accommodated in the chloroplast, there are the vascular bundles. The xylem is bringing the water required for photosynthesis while the phloem is carrying away the soluble products of photosynthesis. The guard cells and the stomatal apparatus favor the exchange of gases, while the thin layer called a cuticle is preventing any loss of the vital water involved in the process. Here is the structure of a chloroplast. Chloroplast is the organelle in which this process of photosynthesis is taking place completely. As you know, it is consisting of an envelope with the two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Not only that, there is a third type of membrane present inside the chloroplast. Inside the chloroplast, the space is called stroma of the chloroplast, and this stroma contains a membrane called thylakoid membranes. You can see the thylakoid membranes are often folding, enclosing a space, we call it thylakoid compartment or thylakoid lumen. While so many numbers of thylakoids are placed one above the other, forming something like a stalk. The stalk of thylakoids is called a granum. You can see clearly in the figure, the grana are not isolated from each other. They are interconnected by means of stromal lamella, also called fret membrane. The pigment systems which are responsible for harnessing the solar radiation, solar energy, are present on this membrane systems. You see, the membrane systems are tremendously increasing the surface area. This increased surface area is essential so as to accommodate maximum number and types of pigment molecules. And then there is the stroma. The stroma is accommodating the enzymes for the dark reactions or the light independent reactions. And it is in this stroma that the carbohydrate is synthesized.